They do that sometimes, but we live.
We
We live.
live.
Yeah, yeah,
What's
we
up,
live. We in
people?
here. We are in here. This is the Over 30 Podcast. What's good with y'all?
What's
Uh,
going on?
Giving a
I
minute for the
am.
people to show up.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's get it going. Let's get some good energy. Peace, 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 people. This is the Over 30 Podcast. I am your holistic expert, bringing you some good energy in 2021. This is our first episode of the year. How do you
Yep.
feel? My co host, my amazing co host, is here. Political plug. I know him
Yes, ma'am.
personally, Dominique.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
man, first episode. How do you feel?
First episode of the new year of the Over 30 Podcast. I feel good. Um, I'm here to again, since I've been doing this and since I've been learning from Tisha, you feel me? What I've been doing is I've been trying to see ways that I could utilize the information that we get here. So today's episode is extremely important because when it comes to strategizing for the new year, you got to do everything that you can in order to make sure you get the most out of your 365. So
Mhm.
today, of course, we reading natal charts. Yes, we reading natal charts to start out the year. We are reading natal charts to start out the year. If you are someone that has you should have, your date of birth, your time of birth. Shout out to Adriana from TikTok. Your date of birth, your place of birth, and your time of birth. You got them three things. You can get your natal chart read today. Tisha Marie, the holistic expert, is a genius when it comes to these natal charts. Now
Oh,
she gonna just give y'all a
stop.
piece. She's just gonna give y'all a piece, right?
Just a
If you
little
come on and you
glimpse.
got your information, she's just gonna give y'all a piece of what she can do. But she does this professionally. So if you really want to get real deep into it, I mean, we'll be able to get you in touch with her and everything else. But as we get the podcast started, we do have a special guest. Uh, Known all around the TikTok streets. We got a lot of people from TikTok on here. Shout out to all of y'all, the ones that's commenting. Known from the TikTok streets, from the Instagram streets, social media extraordinaire. My partner, you know what I'm saying, debate coach, all of that consciously is in the building. What's good
What's
with you,
going
bro?
on?
What's up? What's
What?
up, man? How y'all doing?
What's going on? How you doing, Mr. Lee, Mr. Consciously, the infamous
Hey,
Conscious
The
Lee?
infamous
you know
conscious
that.
Lee, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, but
but
we
listen though. I was thinking though, just for incognito reasons, if I already told you the time I was born at, you ain't
Okay,
gotta repeat it. But you can give me my reading.
got
just put it
you.
in the put it in the private chat. Yeah, just
Okay.
put your information in the private chat, and she'll get it from there. Just place of birth, time of birth, date of
That's
birth.
very important that you really, and I want to really preamp it with that. A lot of times people really don't need your information to actually do readings or give you the wrong reading, or just kind of put a hamper on things, because sometimes people can throw some negative energy your way. So you
That's what
pretty good
that's what my
about
TikTok
protecting it.
followers are telling me.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Good job, TikTok. Yeah, they got you. They got your back. Sounds like.
Yeah, some of them.
So
So
Yeah,
we got our hand
they told me not to post my natal chart, the actual chart. You know what I'm saying? Because people can use it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Try to I guess spiritually. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
spiritually
Try to
jinx
recognize the
guys.
enemy,
Yeah,
or try to,
yeah.
you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like try to read me in ways that, you know what I'm saying, can make it where, I guess it could be, I guess, cause some vulnerabilities. Just kind of how I was reading the comments in ways, you know. But what exactly is a natal chart read? Like what is it?
So a natal chart is basically a Snapchat of the day, place, and time when you were born. It's just basically the snapshot of the planetary alignment. So basically, you have other planets associated with who you are, other than your infamous sun sign, which people are most familiar with. You have other signs associated with you. So you have a way you love, you have a way you communicate, you have a way you work, your work ethics, and it's all associated with other planets that has more prominent effects on you, and energies that shine on you are a lot more prominent than your sun sign. Your sun sign really wears off. moments after you meet people. When you get comfortable and very personal and intimate with someone, that sun sign dissipates. So you would actually show more signs of like your Venus is your love sector. So it's basically how you emotionalize things, how you view things, how you view the world, how you view art and food, and how you emotionally love. I like to say it's your emotional aspect of who you are. And then you have your communication sector, which is your Mercury. So it's how you communicate, how your acquisition of learning, how you think, your thought process, how calculated or methodical you are, how slow in process you are. That's your communication, and or even communication with vehicles or any way you can communicate. So it's other prominent planets that shows and displays characteristics of who you are other than your sun sign. So basically that's what your natal chart is. It's a snapshot of you and all your life and your core values and your belief systems, your work ethics, everything. It tells a whole comprehensive story about who you are.
So you kind of say this natal chart stuff would be kind of like a different understanding of like knowledge of self-love, self-care.
It's a pseudoscience. Yeah, it's a pseudoscience. It's in the esoteric groups of the spiritual realm or metaphysics. If you really want to get into astrological factors, it's one of my favorite pseudosciences associated with the actual self, your transpersonal experience, which is basically your spiritual nature, who you are, and it deals with. I think for me, it has a more of a accuracy about it than other pseudosciences. There's other pseudosciences that I've been into that pretty not as accurate as natal readings. I've had some very great testimonies. So I love this one.
I mean, in my experience, just the conversations that Tisha and I've been having since we've been doing the podcast, I've been calling it kind of just the science itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's how you can understand like you, because it's like people try to look at horoscopes like it's like one size fits all type shit, but what the natal chart show you is that that snapshot of the sky at the moment you was born, you feel me? That's unique to you. You know what I mean? And so while you may have similar traits with other people, nobody, it's like it's like a snowflake. Nobody got the same. I mean, as far from the understanding that we have, I mean, I guess people born at the same, you would have to, you know what I'm saying, be born at the same time and all that other shit. But
I don't think you'll be able to sound like
no. I'll get you in a different place. Yeah,
even if you're twins, you still do not have the same share.
You don't have the same.
You gotta think about
I'm still
twins.
learning.
Just basically getting in the anthropology of all the things and how things are created. You have to understand, and basically biology. You got to understand that on an average, a twin is come out like 2-3 minutes apart. So even if it's that much of a difference, you have that natal chart that changes. It's a different natal chart, even if it's 2-3 minutes in there.
But that's the thing about mine that I'm kind of skeptical of, is that when I look at my birth certificate, it seems just sketchy to me. Like, come on now. In 1990, y'all rounded this up, man. I wasn't born at that exact time. Y'all bullshitting. It was something or 58 or 59. So, you know, I guess we're gonna see when we do a reading though.
We can see in the reading, and also a good astrologer can get your time of birth without your time of birth. If they're really good, they can actually know your time of birth based off the planets, the time, the sun, based off a lot of different points and sectors in your chart. So if they're really good at what they do, they can really actually get it down to the probably time or about around the time. So even if it's at even if it's at the time that you said it was, and it was probably 3-4 minutes off, we can still get you about this a really good accurate reading. Just about it still kind of sum up who you are, and it's so much science to it to get down to deep down to it, but it will still get you a pretty accurate reading.
I'm ready now. I'm anxious. I'm ready.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and get it started.
All right.
Tisha, you got your website pulled up?
I do.
So go ahead. His information is in the private chat. Now, y'all in the chat, if y'all want to get your natal chart read to help get the year started for yourself, kind of understand some things about yourself, what to be prepared for. Um, y'all put y'all, you know what I'm saying? Put y'all information out there. I mean, we could get y'all read, and if you want to go further to really get a deep dive into it, the sister can help you out. You know what I mean? You'll be surprised what you can see about somebody based on their natal chart, and then whether or not you think it's like real or whatever else, you know what I mean, that that is what it is. It's a good experiment to, you know what I'm saying, to kind of see like, we'll see. You know what I mean, we enjoy skeptics, so we can get that done. Now we do have some information that we'll be getting into as she get it set up. There is a major retrograde that will be coming up at the end of this month, and that's the Mercury retrograde. Yes, you've seen it all over Facebook. You see all the memes about it, all over everything else. Mercury retrograde is coming, and somebody believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
but also too though, I'm education is elevation. Tisha said that Mercury is the planet of communication. So if Mercury is in retrograde, I said that right? I'm lying on you. Did I say that right? I repeat that right to you?
You're actually correct. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Yes. So like what would be the impact on communication, or like what?
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that after we get through your because I want to see. I'm interested in seeing what George.
So I'm gonna go to the background and then stick around and be a viewer then and learn some shit tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get you we're gonna get you read. Now you ain't just gonna be a viewer tonight.
No, you're in the hot seat tonight.
Yeah, you're gonna get that reading, boy. For sure. Just so, and then look, so everybody that challenge him to a debate and all that other shit, I'll be able to know what's his Mercury in.
Yeah. Because look, definitely something that.
Because that's the thing. Like the Mercury controls communication. So wherever your Mercury is, like the sign that you have in your Mercury, in your natal chart, is it characterizes how, like, the type of communicator you are. Now I know you a Sagittarius, huh? Like your sun sign Sagittarius.
Yeah. Yes, he is. I'm gonna go share it real quick. I got a lot of people hitting me up, and I'm gonna share it real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Cause she on her phone, so she got to drop out to share it. But yeah, man, we got the infamous Consciously in the building. TikTok known, Instagram famous.
I just realized my Mercury is in Gemini. Hey, so Kiera Thompson, when you say your Mercury is in Gemini, so you say Mercury is the planet for communication. How do Geminis communicate with emotions? Like, I don't know what that means. Like,
well, I mean, Tisha will be able to explain what the Gemini.
I feel like it could be. In my mind, they say Geminis are emotional, so I don't know what that means. I don't even know if that's correct.
Yeah. She'll be able to break it down. Drake Mack, we getting into the natal charts right now. We got my boy Consciously on here. We about to read his natal chart. If you're trying to get your natal chart read, just the birthday, time of birth, and birthday, time of birth, and place of birth, and we'll be able to get you cracking. Now I know niggas be like, security issues, whatever. Your password to nothing shouldn't be your birthday anyway. You know what I'm saying? Your shit should not be that basic in fucking 2021. You know what I mean? So this should be information. I mean, hell, Facebook tell us your birthday every year. You know what I mean? So don't be scared. Don't be scared. We're gonna get it in. Tisha she's sharing it so we can get more people in here to get their shit read. And y'all TikTokers, man, on YouTube, y'all don't be scared.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the TikTok, man. Appreciate my TikTok fam. I'm gonna start calling this the conscious cohort. You know what I'm saying?
The conscious cohort. Just like the beehive, the conscious cohort. Hey, it's all love. It's all love. But yeah, man, once we get Tisha back in here, we'll be able to get it cracking. Now, George is my co-host on the Chop Up Show. That's the podcast that we do every Monday. Me, Consciously, Toya G. We get it in Mondays on YouTube and Facebook at the Chop Up Show. And then on Tuesdays, me and Tisha get it in over here at the Over30 Podcast. Uh,
Yes, we do.
Teacher's back.
I am
Uh,
back.
she got to
Hey, where's
share.
Jupiter? Hold on. Before you, what's Jupiter? Mercury, love,
Oh, no, no,
Mercury.
no, 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 no. Listen. I know your TikTokers want to teach you, but I'm the expert today.
I'm asking. It's a
Tell
question
them.
for me. I'm asking you.
We're gonna get to it. Look, you are
I'm not
so
saying. I'm asking
look.
you.
You're
She said
so
you anxious.
you're working with your Mercury right now. You're such a Gemini. You're such a Gemini Mercury. Right now, you're acting like it.
A Gemini. Oh, she
Hey,
predicted
I
it on you.
just said it too to Kara Thompson.
What's that?
Are you looking at his right now?
I am looking at his right now. I have to spin
Okay,
my
and you
phone
said, well,
over.
let's start there. Let's start there because you said his Mercury is or his Mercury is in Gemini.
Actually, I thought I heard him say that, but his Mercury is not in Gemini. Actually, he's a Sagittarius sun.
Uh-huh.
He is a
What does
Virgo
that mean?
moon.
What does that mean? So his
Okay, so to break it down, we're I'm not getting into the houses, people. I'm not gonna get into the houses. I'm not gonna get deep into the Nato chart. We're just gonna do a glimpse and a brief reading. So I just want to preamp it with that, just so you guys won't have expectations on a full-on reading. Because if you're a
if you
real
want to get into the
astrologer,
houses, yeah.
you know, reading can take an hour or two to read, to actually get a thorough reading. So we're just doing little snippets of readings. So basically, like I mentioned before, you have 9 planets associated with who you are, and they consider Earth, Sun and Moon as a planet in this aspect because you're reading a natal chart, so you're reading it by the planets. So we know that the sun is not a planet, but we're going to associate it with a planet in this aspect. So you have those planets associated with who you are, and it's basically a snapshot. It's like the sky freezes on the day you were born, and you have a pattern of planets that are associated with the star constellation, the zodiac, which is 12 zodiac sign, and it's they're all connected in some way, and they all tell a story about who you are, your morals, your values, your characteristics, the way you love, your work ethic, all the things you are, the challenging things that you would deal with, your education, how difficult it'll be, how difficult it'll be to communicate, even your diet, down to the most minuscule thing about you, the most astronomical thing about you. This natal chart would tell. Whether you have family problems, whether you have struggles in school, whether you have struggle with your health, everything, it will tell you.
Let's get
So
into it.
even talk about, if you really deep in it, even talk about your past life, and if your soulmate is your soulmate based off your synastry charts, and which is your love compatibility chart. So with you consciously, you have a sun in Sagittarius. So basically your sun sign is your sun sign is who you are when you first meet people. It's your display, your face that you give the world. It's who you show the world, who you present yourself to. You know what I mean? So your sun sign is Sagittarius, so you show the world a very adventurous person, someone that's very that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet, the most largest planet of the zodiac. I'm sorry, largest planet of the solar system, and it rules wisdom, it rules expansion, it rules knowledge and luck, and blessings, and all those great things. And Sagittarius is the actual zodiac sign associated with Jupiter. So when you talk about Sagittarius is very adventurous. Sagittarius is very philosophical. They're into the esoterics. They're into the deep knowledge. They're into wanting to learn more, wanting to actually travel, wanting to
Nigga do say
be on a
education is
go.
elevation.
Education. Also, Sagittarius are really good dancers. They might be into dancing. They might love to dance. They like the fashion and style. They might be into things of that nature. That's what Sagittarius is. They're very people that will try anything once type of people associated with. I like to associate Sagittarius with Aquarius, because Aquarius is a sign that like to try anything once. They're very open-minded people. Yeah, they'll try food. They'll try because they're very their minds are very optimistic. They're very curious. They have a curiosity about themselves, which makes them expansive because that's why they want to learn so much, because they're very curious people. So they want to get down to the deep knowledge of things, and that's what the Sagittarius is. Then you have a Virgo moon, which is very important. I think the moon is way more important than the sun. Virgos are very methodical. Virgos are very analytical. So Virgos question everything. Virgos is also a sign that also likes to have things very meticulous and have things planned out. They like to see the bigger picture of things. They like to get deep down into some stuff. If they have plans or something, let's say for instance, you make plans to travel, you want to know all the details about this traveling experience that you're going to embark on before you do it. That's what a Virgo is. And they do those, and they're very methodical like that in that sense, because they want to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dots, because they're very perfectionists.
And what the moon, the planet of? The moon is the planet of what?
I'm sorry. The moon is basically your intimate setting, who you are between your close friends, your family, the people that you're most comfortable with. That's your personality or your characteristics you display with people after that sun sign wears off, and after that, after you displayed yourself to the world. When you get comfortable with someone, they meet that Virgo in you. They meet that sun sign. They say, okay. So you're going to question things. You're going to act analytical. You're going to be methodical. You're going to make sure that everything is perfect with everything that you do. You're going to make sure it's perfect. And you also own what you say, because Virgos are very much, they're such a perfectionist to the point where actually if they do the research or do the work or do all the planning on something, they made sure they perfected it enough to own it. So you can't tell them anything after they've done their work, basically. And so basically, I mean, that's what a Virgo is.
Does that sound? Does that touch?
I plead the fifth, man. I plead the fifth. I'm gonna let the expert keep on going.
So okay. Virgos is an earth sign. Okay.
Get into that Mercury though. What is that Mercury show?
So
Mercury and Venus. The love and the communication.
Like Aaliyah Don, the Ascendant, said, I figured your moon sign was in Virgo. So you already getting read, bro. Like just so you know what I'm saying. Those with that eye, the ones with that eye, they already reading.
Yeah,
let's get into that Mercury.
Okay, so Mercury is in Capricorn. Wow. Capricorns are very interesting. Let me tell you something about a Capricorn Mercury. First of all, Mercury rules communication, and not only communication, it's the intellect and your acquisition of learning. So people only think about communication and how you verbally communicate, but it's also knowledge and how you acquire knowledge, how you process knowledge, or even as much as like commuting and things of that nature. So it's all kinds of communication. Whether you're into technology or all those things, any way you can communicate, especially in 2020, that is what Mercury represents. So it don't cover just the audible aspects of it. It covers all the aspects of communication. And you have it in Capricorn. Oh man, Capricorns are very focused. Probably the most boring sign of the zodiac. I'm kidding. No, they're
luckily I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes, luckily. They're considerably the most boring because they're so focused. They're so tunnel vision people. Once they start a project, it's so hard to deter them from it. It's so hard to get them off the project. And how you communicate is basically you're strategic. You focus on a subject and you execute it. You have like very strong follow through on things. You're able to stay focused on it. Your focus sector is amazing. Capricorns are pretty much loners sometimes because they get so focused on what they're doing. They kind of shut out the outside world. And they're so such hard workers. So what you're willing to do, a lot of other signs are pretty much lazy or procrastinators. Capricorn is an executing sign. So in that aspect, you would execute a communication. You're really good at communication. It's a cardinal sign, so you initiate communication. If it's time to get something done, you're a very good initiator. You're very posed and hardworking when it comes to that, and you actually execute and follow through with it. So they're very good about that, and they also know how to stay on subjects. You have even the Mercury, what the planet that's in Mercury, which is Gemini, is very difficult for them to actually stay on subject. And Capricorns actually really know how to stay on subject. It's very, very, very focused sign. Ultimately, out of all 12 zodiacs, the most focused sign.
You can't change the subject on this nigga. You
Yeah,
cannot change the subject. That's what makes him a good debater, though. You can't change the subject on the nigga.
They would definitely debate too, because the Capricorn is also like Virgo in the sense when you're talking about owning what they doing, because like I said, once you put in the work as an earth sign, you cannot tell the earth sign anything. And Capricorn is another earth sign with his brother Virgo and his other sister, which is a feminine sign, I like to say, Taurus, and I'm a Taurus sign. But Capricorns is a very hardworking sign. So once they do the work, you really can't tell them anything. So they're very stuck to their guns and stuck in their ways type of sign, but they're cardinal signs. So they have an equal give and take when it comes to knowledge and communication. So because they're also a sign that actually wants to learn and have that balance as well.
And then we'll do his it was
Venus.
Now
Venus,
you want to
yeah.
get into the Venus. All right, that's what you're actually focused on. Okay, so the Venus is your emotional aspect of love. I only say emotional and emphasize on emotional because you have your Mars, which is your physical aspect. And I like to say Mars is your aggression, your physical aspect, but it's basically
very briefly, my Mars is what?
Your Mars is a Gemini, and I'm gonna get to that. It's really, really great to have that in Gemini. So we're gonna get to that.
Why you make that face? Do you want it to be a Gemini?
But
Because
you
I
have
feel like Geminis be some like real like indecisive, emotional motherfuckers that I don't be having time for. In general, I be feeling like sometimes. But
yes,
it's like
you hit the nail on the head. Yes. But we're gonna get to that. So I like to say that the Mars is the more tangible aspect of love, and your Venus is the more abstract aspect of love. So you have the emotional, and then you have the aggressive, tangible aspect, which is your Mars, and your emotional aspect is your Venus, which is like your love language. People would describe it as, and you have your Venus in Sagittarius. So, like I said, very like sometimes like kind of associated with like the hippie lifestyle, with like the traveling, the wanting to do your own thing, move at the beat of your own drum. Your nature is basically fun nature. You know how to tell some tight ass jokes. You're very funny, or like to think you are, but you're like a storyteller type of person. So you can tell the best stories ever, probably. And they're probably long and drawn out because that's a Sagittarius thing. And your love sector, how you love is basically you're very adventurous, super flirtatious, because Sagittariuses are flirtatious, and it's very hard for them to actually focus in on just one situation. They're very lovable people, and they're super committal, but they're still flirtatious. So they probably would have difficulties and struggles and conflicts with flirting, even if they're in committed situations. And they have this aura about them that everybody is attracted to. So they can't help but to be liked and loved by people. And they kind of take it a little further with their flirtatious ways. And you also are attracted to
Better hope
people.
your wife ain't listening, nigga. Better get you in trouble.
oh man, I'm just taking this in. I ain't saying that. I'm just
also maybe attracted to people are more on the fun side, the nurturing side. Also the side that actually you're very touchy-feely. You probably like to cuddle. You probably like to, have that body on body.
Cuddling ass nigga.
Yeah,
Oh
just
yeah,
probably like that body
what
heat,
they
that
call a spooner.
aura, that
Hey,
clothes.
he's a he's a
Yeah,
he's a little spooner.
probably want
I'm
your
a big
head
spooner.
rubbed all the time. But then you have that Mars Gemini. Mars Gemini are really fun. That's actually a really good planet to have. I have Aquarius Mars, but air signs and Mars is really good. But Gemini is fun.
What's
Okay,
Mars?
so
What is Mars?
Mars
What's
is
Mars?
your aggressive. Mars is aggressive. It's your aggression, but in the aspect that I'm speaking of, because I associate it with Venus so much because they're like brother and sister planets. When you're talking about love, it's your tangible aspect of love. So it's the things you require, and I think it's your sexual nature as well. It's associated with your sexual nature and your tangible aspect of sexual nature. And Geminis are more influenced by intellectual pursuits. So they'll pursue their love interest with intellect. They want to be stimulated intellectually. They like to conversate. They know a little bit about a lot of subjects. They will talk your ear off. They will probably tell you things that's innately thought of. Like they probably never researched it a day in their life, but they have this innate ability to know this knowledge. As a Gemini, Geminis are very communicative because they Mercury rules Gemini. And also, Geminis are talkers in the bedroom. They probably like to talk. They probably like to, use banter in the bedroom. The foreplay probably have some type of
Oh
intellectual
man.
pursuit. And they're more into the hows and the whys of a person when they're trying to pursue them. As far as like, if they're like intimately attracted to someone, it's more of an intellectual thing. They want to know, they want to get down into the psyche of someone and know what turns them on, and more
I want to
into
know what makes you cry. Yeah, I like to know.
Geminis. Geminis is all knowing. So they want to basically know who you are so they can perfect it. They can be very emotional, very fickle, very jaded, very non-committal, very I need to go explore my options type people, especially if you have a sun or a Venus or a sun, moon, or Venus in Gemini. It can be difficult with that placement. They can definitely be non-committal, super, super fun in the bedroom. If you have an air sign in your Mars, just know that they're gonna give you some talking and they're gonna figure everything out about you that they need to figure out just to make sure that they put it down exactly how you like it. So, ladies, get you a Gemini Mars and a adventurous Venus Sagittarius. You're gonna have so much fun in the bedroom. Um, Moving
All right.
on. Oh, okay. All right.
So Dre, I know Dre Mack in the chat said that he wanted to get his read, that he wanted to be next. So Dre, go ahead and drop that information if you want it to be picked up. Was there anything else notable? Anything else
Notable.
interesting in his
Notable.
chart?
You have your ascendant ruled by Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn ascendant too. That's ruled by Saturn. So that is a fun planet. Also, it's a very strict planet. You're very restricted when it comes to things. You're very mature when it comes to certain things. You're very strategic when it comes to certain things. Saturn is a discipline sign as well. So you're very disciplined. You have really, really good self-control when it comes to certain things. But when people meet you, they definitely can like tell your aura. You have a disciplined, straightforward. I know what I'm talking about. So I call it the royalty aura because when you meet someone like with a Capricorn rising, they give you this aura about themselves that they have this strong poise and this aura that's very strong and all-knowing and self-control and self-discipline. Because it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the restricted, the limitation, the mature, is very disciplined sign. So it's gonna basically make you and make people around you feel like, man, this guy have a strong or a strong, disciplined, dominant aura about him.
I like that.
Because
I like that.
that's what that rising shows people. And rising is basically on the other side of the earth where the sun was rising at, and it's basically your second sun sign, so to speak. So in the layman's terms, it's your second sun sign, so to speak. So when you're talking about your rising, some would say is more important than your sun sign as well, because that's who people will meet and that's what they would see. And that's the aura that you also let off. So you talking about auras, you talking about that dominance about yourself. Like, man, you own the place, and you can walk in the room and people would notice that Saturn rising. So yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Hey, so let's hear from the man before we move on. Anything interesting that you heard? Now, again, we know that you got a lot of it's a lot of detractors and a lot of enemies, so you ain't gotta confirm, what, but did anything spark your interest?
I mean the what I guess I got 4 planets I got written down that I'm very interested in. You know what I'm saying? You know, Damo, you've been around me for a long time, so I'm a big person about self-knowledge, knowledge of self, self-love, self-care. Just knowing about yourself will make me mad, what piss me off. You feel me? What motivates me, what turns me on, what I'm saying? I like to know those things very explicitly.
Let me look at these
So you
houses.
feel me?
I'm gonna just do a sneak peek of the houses real quick, just to look.
Yeah, but just as somebody that know you though, you know what I'm saying? It was certain things. Now the sex life and all that other shit, that ain't none of my God. I ain't none of my business. I don't know shit about that. But I mean, a lot of in terms of like the communication, in terms of certain things that she kind of touched on, when you are like in terms of like the outgoingness and how
I said, I see your third house communication is in Aries. Make a lot of sense. Oh man. Oh gosh. Aries are passionate debaters, dominant, the most dominant sign of the zodiac. They would debate. They're very combative when it comes to debating. If you have any other sign in your third house to debate, it's in the Aries. Aries are very scary. Aries scare the shit out of me because they are so passionate. If you so much as go against what they say, they're going to pull out all the stops to prove you wrong and make sure that you're proven wrong. So Aries is such a passionate sign. It's the most passionate sign of the zodiac, and it's also the most dominant sign of the zodiac. So Aries is very argumentative. They're very debaters. They're huge. They're very great debaters because they love yeah, they're so passionate about it. It's a ram, for goodness sake. So when you're talking about that in your third house, you have that Aries. Oh man, that is a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. It's funny because if we got time, we'll do mine. I don't want to take up too much time because we already did mine once before. But it's always whenever she's like, they're really argumentative. She said that like both myself and Toya had that shit in our charts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it was like she was like, yeah, y'all will go back and forth. Y'all would, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah. And that's always the interesting thing, because I wonder if it's like most people, that's one thing that we get told, like debaters, y'all try to debate everything because we do it in real life. You feel me? So it's like it's always interesting to hear.
Most of the time, those debaters have that third house Aries or Gemini third house. It's going to be a sign in that house of communication or in that Mercury sign that actually knows their shit, because not a debater is not going to debate with anyone if they're very just scared or timid or shy or don't really have like the confidence to go up against someone. Like a Taurus and Mercury will be very difficult to debate with. They're very emotional, and also their acquisition or learning is a little slower. So it'll be hard for them to come up with the right things to debate very accurately and expeditiously. As opposed to a Gemini or an Aries that's very fast and impulsive and brilliant. You have to really understand the process of a Taurus, and how they process things is very slow. So they'll probably get it tomorrow, the next day. As opposed to Gemini or Aries, which would be right on point, or a Virgo.
Hey, Jay Sarah, in the chat. We also, I think I see you got 613. I think we do need the year, to in order to do it right, in order to get it right. But in the
Yeah, man.
meantime,
I feel like you have dropped the seed though. You planted a smooth little seed. You feel me? So I'll be able to, go do my little research, go find me,
Get back to me.
a nice little site, and you know what I'm saying. Go read some things.
yeah,
Get
look,
back to me.
we'll talk offline so that
Yeah, T-shirt. I'm
everybody.
definitely gonna. I feel like after I read it first, I'm gonna read it first, figure out what's going on. You feel me? And
Okay.
then, you know what I'm saying. I can be able to reach back to you to see, like, you know what I'm saying, to get some things translated, to get some things deciphered.
All right. If you want a
Yeah.
full reading, to like really go in depth of who you are and actually fill out the whole aspects of everything and even the current moments and things that you would have to would look forward to up and coming, holler at me. But yeah, man, you got, oh man, I would love to do a reading on you because you got this 12th house of yours. Woo, it's jam packed with planets.
I don't know what that
Man.
means, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Hey,
take your
yeah.
word.
George, you can stick around. You know what I'm saying? And then just drop off whenever. You feel me? I know it's getting a little bit late over there for y'all.
Yeah.
But we do want to speak on. I do want to speak. I do want Tisha to speak on the retrograde, the Mercury retrograde that's coming up. We'll definitely, once we going through it, we'll definitely speak on it more. But in order to get prepared, because I know everybody always look up on social media and hear a bunch of people just talk about, oh my God, that's Mercury retrograde, it's Mercury retrograde, but don't even really know, you know what I mean, where it's at, you know what I mean, how it works. You feel me? So it's like, nigga, what do we have to be scared of? So Tisha, at the end of the month, Mercury retrograde is on its way. George, if you have any questions, please let it know. Um,
That's all. That's the last thing I want to hear right here. If I go to sleep, I want to hear about this.
All right. Okay,
but let's get
yeah.
into that Mercury retrograde that's coming at the end of the
Let's
month.
get into it. So Mercury retrograde, obviously, if you've been listening, we was talking about the planet Mercury and communication. So Mercury rules communication, how you commute to places, technologies, business meetings, even lovers, when you arguing with your lover, or communication with your lover, or communicating with your kids, plans getting postponed, planes getting missed, traveling getting become a difficult, it's difficult to execute business deals. All of that is all surrounding Mercury retrograde. So that is probably the most popular retrograde because it rules communication. And around that time, what the what retrograde means is basically it's not literal because oftentimes it's a huge misconception about it, but it's not a literal going in the reverse. But if you look at it from a telescopic view, it looks as if the planet Mercury in the sky is going in reverse motion. So basically it's going counterclockwise in reverse motion around the earth. So I'm sorry, around the sun. So when you're talking about the planet of Mercury communication going to reverse effect, it's basically not such a good thing because everything can become tumultuous when it involves communication. So we have arguments in lovers. We have lovers coming back because everything comes full circle. So you have old flings coming back to reach out to you. You will have arguments with your lovers, probably bad communication. Don't necessarily have to be arguments, but terrible communication or miscommunication. You will have plans getting postponed. You will have car troubles. You will have terrible, just technology malfunctioning around you. Your computer would crash. Certain things like that all rules Mercury communication. They said it's probably the most difficult time for you to actually go into like a business deal or buying a home or signing contracts or things of that nature or even getting married if a planet is in retrograde because things can kind of go the other opposite direction. And that Mercury retrograde takes place on January 29th and it ends on February the 20th. So we have the planet Mercury in retrograde for almost a month. And I always give it a month because you have like the last 10 days of that month. So from February the 20th to February the 29th, you would have the what is called the shadow period. And it's basically when the planet is going direct, it's still giving you that feel and that energy of that retrograde. So you gotta give it a couple of days
Okay.
of that grace period for it to actually wear off, for everything to wear off. But just know
That
if
energy.
that boyfriend or that
Oh, snap,
girlfriend
snap.
comes back, it's gonna be temporary.
Aaliyah Don, the ascendant in the chat. Hey, Aaliyah Don, make sure you subscribe to the channel too, because it seems like you vibing with the holistic expert, and so I think, you know what I'm saying, you know some
Definitely is.
things. She knows some things.
Teach me stop playing too and hop on TikTok, man.
I've been telling her.
Oh man,
I'm telling you, like,
y'all gotta teach me. You gotta teach me. You gotta teach
Yeah,
me. I really gotta learn this TikTok. Dominique's supposed to be teaching me.
I'm gonna teach you. But so Valentine's Day. Based on what the sister just said, Mercury retrograde is gonna take place during Valentine's Day. George, pay attention. Married people, pay attention. Men, this is why. All right, this is why I'm here. That's why me and the sister connected, so I can help y'all. Mercury retrograde is happening during Valentine's Day. That means that last minute Valentine's Day shit is not gonna work. Cause something gonna fuck up.
No.
Something gonna fuck up. Something gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Something
I'm
gonna
say this. Start planning now.
Just do it. We're telling you, just do it. Cause something gonna fuck up.
The plans, listen, it's very, very, it's a really good chance and a high chance that Mercury retrograde will mess up the plans. I remember the last Mercury retrograde, I was waiting on a package, and I've lived in my home for probably over a year now, or give or take, but I've never had any mess ups until this particular Mercury retrograde. I literally was going, anything that could go wrong with communication technology did. So this particular package, I literally needed it that day because I had an event and I rushed. I paid for the rush delivery. I checked my phone every 5 to 10 minutes waiting on this package. It showed received, package delivered on my phone. I was so excited just to find that it did not get delivered. It got delivered at another address. And I literally had to call the post office. I had terrible communication with the actual clerk at the post office. It was such a hassle. And all I can think about is Mercury retrograde. Never in my life did I want to ever endure a Mercury retrograde like that. But it was so difficult. And that is one of the things that can take place in Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, so y'all be careful. We're gonna get George out of here. You know what I mean? You know, he an old man, so he gets tired.
Yeah, I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go teach some 9th and 10th grade English, man.
Oh, man.
School back in already?
Hell yeah, it is. These this high school shit is different, man.
Wow. Shout out to Consciously. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at The Consciously. And don't be arguing with this nigga because you see he built for it. He built for it.
Man, he got Mars in 3rd house. Yeah, don't argue with him. You definitely have to have another Mars in the 3rd house.
Yeah, I'll let you, bro.
Mars in 3rd house. All right, take care.
Yeah, that was a good one though. That was a good one. We do got one more. Dre Mac, we need your we got a couple more. We can get through really quickly. Dre Mac, we need the your location, your like where you were born and your time of birth. Now Leah Don said go back to the basics, but plan now and get things early. Yeah, man. Mercury retrograde is Valentine's Day, and it's Mercury retrograde and it's COVID, which means that shit, you got an excuse to not have to go nowhere and do no extra shit. So if you start early, you could do some smooth shit. You know what I'm saying? Kiara Thompson said, "Oh yeah, if anybody's seen Consciously debate earlier, yeah, you would know why she's on point with what she's saying about because he had a debate earlier and it wasn't pretty. But
them apart.
Man, listen, it was ugly. But Shantae, love him and leave him. Girl, you tell him. We do have her information if you want to go ahead and put that in so we can get one in for her real quick.
Okay.
Um,
What is her information?
her birthday is what's that, September 9th, 1979. STL, St. Louis, Missouri. 9:15 a.m. Shout out to the sister. Shout out to the sister. Yeah, we gonna see. She's talking about she love him and leave him. I want to see what her Venus. I want to see
Oh,
what her
you love
Venus
him and
is.
leave him.
Shantae love him and leave him. I'm trying to see what your Venus is. That's that's your love planet, girl.
Sound like a fickle Gemini or I don't give a shit Capricorn.
A Gemini or Capricorn. We making predictions. We making predictions.
I'm making a prediction. She have a air sign. I need her information one more time. I don't know why. I just hold on.
September 9th, 1979.
You said
St.
St. Louis,
Louis.
right?
Yeah. 9:15 a.m.
September the 29th.
September 9th.
Oh, I'm sorry. September
Yeah.
9th.
We're gonna get it in. Now, if y'all want to just take a look at your own natal chart, you can just Google natal charts and a few different ones pop up. A lot of them to get into a lot of the information is paid services. But we also got the holistic expert right here, Tisha Marie, that breaks them down. As you can see, she was like, she ain't really know George like that, but she was able to put him on blast on how he liked to run his mouth. As a debater, that is. Shout out to the homie. So you can see how she know what she doing.
You said 1989?
79.
79. Okay.
Yeah.
And at what time?
9:15 a.m.
Okay. All these nines. All right. I'm so sorry. My computer had kicked me out of everything. Forgive
All right.
me.
Now this
But
is for our sister Shantae. Love them and leave them. Our sister
Shantae.
over on YouTube.
Hey.
Let's get it.
All right, Shantae. Man, you're a Virgo. All I see is Virgo in your chart. It's so easy to read a chart like this when they have all this Virgo or all this Earth in their chart, which Virgo is probably the main, or a sign is like the main prominent sign in a chart. Oh man, they have like just certain characteristics that is not so all over the place. But anyway, you have a lot of Earth. Your sun sign is Virgo.
What are some of those characteristics though?
I'm about to break it down. So, you got a sun sign Virgo, you have a Mercury Virgo, and you have your Venus Virgo. Love them and leave them Virgo.
Let's start there. Start in her Virgo. Start at her love them and leave them Virgo. Let's start there.
So listen, Virgos are not so much. I wouldn't necessarily say typically they're love them and leave them. Virgos is just such a they have this aura or air about them that they would I don't give a fuck attitude. They do have a very I don't give a fuck attitude, but that's only after they tried so many other methods because like I said, earth signs are very hardworking, so they will put their all into something before they actually give up. So if they actually at that point where they have love them and leave them, they probably already have put their all into it. Virgo is a mutable sign, so it's like whatever type of feeling, they can sway either way it go. I'm with it. As opposed to their sister sign Taurus. Taurus is a lot of willpower, so they are that staying power. They have like high, very, very bad, terrible staying power no matter what the situation is. So if she had that in Venus, it would be like But then she had that Cancer and that Mars. Cancers are very family oriented. They're very, I want a family, and I envision or visualize or fantasize about having a family. And it's with that Virgo. But also you got to be very careful with Cancer and Mars because Cancers is one of those, if you think about an actual crab, because that's the sign associated with Cancer. or the mascot, if you want, so to speak, of the
Mm-hmm.
Cancer. You think about how a crab is when they get scared or fearful or hurt, they go into their shell, and it's very hard to get into them or get them to come out after they've been hurt or after their ego has been bruised or after you've wronged them or just basically treated them or been disloyal or something or betrayed them in some way. So they're very mushy and soft on the inside, but very hard on the outside. And once you wrong them, it's very hard for them because they'll go inside that shell and they will never come out. And it'll be hard for them to regain their trust. And they basically just mask their feelings and emotions. So I think she do a lot of masking her emotions and covering them up as opposed to actually allowing them to freely flow. But that Virgo is the pretty much I tried all I needed to try, so it's F you after this.
So,
Sign.
initially looking at her chart, is our sister here? Is she really a player? Like she trying to make it seem, or is
Nah,
she
she's a
really a love?
lover.
She's
Nah,
a
she a
lover.
lover.
Okay, we don't
She a
believe
lover.
you,
She
Shantae. We
has
don't believe you.
a let me tell you, she have a Taurus, which is 0 degree Taurus in her moon, which is a little bit of Aries energy, which could be she could give you some Aries vibes in her moon sign. But she has that Taurus in moon, and also she has Virgo, Mercury, and Venus, Virgo. So Earth signs alone are very lovers. Ultimately, an Earth sign would they're very family oriented. They look for families. They look for lovers that
Mm.
has family qualities and nurturing qualities and
Dominic
attributes of a
Jackson in the
family.
building. What's good with you, bro? Appreciate you
What's
joining us.
what's going on? What's going on? So ultimately, she has all this earth and this water. No, I think that
Uh,
is a mask. Maybe she's been hurt. Maybe she's been betrayed before. And that's why she's at the point where she's at. But I think deep down inside, she yearns for that perfect, which is Virgo, that perfect lover. And they're very, very picky, very particular about who they fall in love with. And you gotta dot all the I's and cross all the T's with a Virgo. You're gonna have to check off all their lists to make sure that they go in deep with you because that's what Virgos are. They're very meticulous and they're very methodical signs. So they want to love, definitely. It's just gonna be hard because they're so perfect. That lover have to be perfect.
that's crazy. I mean, so now what is? Shantae said right. Okay, Shantae, you talk about love him and leave him, girl. You love him. You love him, but you will leave their ass. That's not to
She
be.
will.
She will. Shantae will leave your ass. She gonna treat you right. She gonna love you and she gonna treat you right. But if you fucking up, she will leave your ass.
She's probably very hilarious too. Virgos are very hilarious.
I mean, her name. Look, she said she love him, believe him. She ain't playing no games. I thought that was fun. That's been the best.
Yeah.
Alita, Don, the Ascendant. I like that name. And Shantae, love him, believe him. Those have been. Look at me talking out. Look, like I ain't got
Love it.
education.
She's definitely love them. Emphasize on the love. She's definitely loving them.
Put an
Not being
emphasis on the
Shantae.
love.
I can see right through that. Let me check your seventh house, actually.
Shit, she checking houses, all of that
Let me
shit.
check that seventh house. She got Aries in the seventh house. So Aries is one of those FU signs too. She have Aries, Mars.
So she got that leave him. She got that leave him in her.
Oh, Aries will
That leave
delete
him is in
block
her.
you in a minute. She
Yeah.
probably they wrong her or she sees some type of backsliding or some type of betrayal. Deuces ASAP. I'm talking about delete them block them out of her life so fast before they even get the message across to her. Once she sees some disloyal stuff, she'll go. And it's in her moon and her Chiron. So yeah, you definitely have that Mars in seventh house, which is your house of relationships and stuff like that. So when you talk about that and you have that Mars and Aries, oh man, yeah. Yeah. I see you, girl. I see what you got
Um.
that love and believe them.
Now, Kiara in the chat says she has her placements. She was wondering if you could touch on a few things before we close out. Um, Specifically, we'll give you opportunity, Kiara, which one? You know what I mean? You want your Venus? You feel me? Now Tisha does do this professionally. You can find her on her Instagram Infinite Omniscience Inc. Is it just Infinite Omniscience or is it Infinite Omniscience Inc?
It's Infinite Omniscient on
Omniscient.
Instagram.
Infinite Omniscient.
I'm also a spiritual life coach and also a owner of a youth special educational program. I utilize holistic methods and incorporate them with educational purposes. I have many hats, but yeah, I do readings. I also do birth card readings. It's associated with your plan cards, but they were used for divination and also tells a story and combined with astrology. So, yeah, hit me up for whatever your needs are.
Yeah.
So what was her question?
I was giving her some time to see if she could put anything in there briefly before we close out. Giving her just a couple more minutes. I wanted to close out with you speaking on the conjunction. Now we kind of really got into it when back around when it happened, right? A couple days after it happened, we talked
on
about it.
December 21st. It was I think it was the 22nd when we talked about it. Go check out our podcast for December the 22nd on YouTube. It's talking about the actual conjunction with Saturn and Jupiter and Aquarius. If you want more information, we talked a whole segment about that. So
Kiara said she wanted to know about her Venus, which is in Leo, and her Mars which is in Cancer. So start with her Venus and then get into her Mars. Now, I know Venus is love, but what is Mars?
Mars is your aggressive, your basically your tangible aspect of love, your sexual nature.
Your physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mars is more physical, more aggressive, more masculine energy.
Let's get into it.
Right.
So Venus and Leo. Venus and Leo. What that speaks to?
Venus and Leo. First of all, royalty speaks royalty. Venus and Leos are basically it's a fire sign. So you have to understand. Sign rules Leo. You're talking about fire sign. You're talking about very fiery. With that love, they like to perform. They like to put on a show. They like to be the center of attention. They probably pull out all the stops in the bedroom. They look for lovers that look good. I mean, they're into the physical aspect of lovers as opposed to so much as the internal. They want someone that catches their eye immediately. Someone that really looks good, dresses good, smell good, all of those things. But Leos can be super aggressive. But with that Cancer, it can be a little standoffish. So when you combine them two, you have that Mars and Cancers. Cancers are your sensual, sensuous, very loving type of planet. It's very feminine and emotional. So when you talk about that Leo that's aggressive, fiery, mixed with that Cancer, you can get a good mixture and a balance of someone that actually loves you. Won't you probably put on a show in the bedroom, probably pull out all the stops in the bedroom as far as the role playing and the action is concerned. More loving than anything, more family oriented than anything, and then you have that Cancer that's very sensuous, that gives that Leo energy. That diluted a little bit. Give it a really great balance of that loving nature, the feminine nature, that emotional side. That sometimes a Leo can be very impulsive, and they lack that emotional side. And Leos are very funny. They're that goofy type of funny because they like to be the center of attention and they like to show everybody, who they are. But that Cancer is kind of like, all right, let me settle down a little bit. So that Cancer gives that Leo a really great balance. Really great balancing. What you're looking for in a lover for Cancer, what a Cancer is looking for is someone with very nurturing qualities, home-like qualities that they can bring home to their mom, that looks good to them. Somebody that's family-oriented, has good qualities and skills and attributes associated with those type of things. Very relationship savvy, very committal people, very committal.
And you said in the Leo and Cancer balance each other. In the houses that they are, not the houses, but in their placement, they balance each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Aaliyah Don says the easiest way to understand the placement, the planets, or the personifications of the Roman gods that they represent. I'm gonna get touched up on my ancient mythology so I can have a better understanding. She said, then look at the signs. Look at the sign that is in that planet placement. That is where it gets complicated. Earth, air, fire, and water sign aspects play into the behavior in which you act in that planet of control. So all these things uniquely intersect.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's so much science to it. You have to know the astrological sign, the planet that it rules, the characteristics of the sign, and also the planet. Combine it, then actually look at the characteristics, and you have to go down each planet and see what it associates with. Like I said, the Mercury with communication, Venus with love, and what planet is in that, and what characteristics it displays. So yes, she's absolutely correct. And also, yes, you have to look at the masculine and feminine, whether it's cardinal, fixed, or mutable, or whether it's fire, earth, water, air. All those elements, all those
play
a huge role.
That's why we do it right here.
Whether it's nocturnal, whether it's passive, whether it's all these things play a huge role. And yes, when you go deep into a reading, that's why they can be a little timely, because a really great astrologer will look at all of those. But these are very, very brief, and they're not deep at all. So.
But it's enough to get there to what
absolutely.
To learn this stuff.
Of who you are, absolutely.
Kiara says, "Wow, that makes so much sense. Thank you so much." And that's why we do it, right? It's certain things that we want to understand about ourselves, and it's sciences that we can use to understand them. And this is one of them. But I definitely want to thank Consciously for coming in. Everybody that showed up because of him, everybody that stayed, and Aaliyah Don, Shantae, Kiera. Everybody else that's been in the chat, Dominic, everybody else that's been in the chat, for those who they commenting, for those who just showed up just to say what's up and just to watch, we appreciate all of y'all. We will be back here next Tuesday. We got to sit down and figure out how deep we want to get into it. But we'll let y'all know. We definitely got some things in the work. We will be debuting our new intro. It'll be complete and finished and be ready to be debuted by next week. So we on the come up. You know what I'm saying? We on the come up. We working on some things. Anything you want to say to the people before we head out, Tisha?
Actually, hit me up on my social media. I am Tisha Marie on Facebook. I am Infinite Omniscient on Instagram. Catch me, hit me up for life coaching at Infinite Stars Holistic Healing. And I do have a youth program, special education program associated with the ADHD, ODD, learning disabilities, and those things of that nature. And I have a holistic approach to education. I have a program that I created that is very conducive to those type of learning. So hit me up on those things. And also watch out for that Mercury Retrograde at the end of this month. I'm telling you, do your Valentine's Day plans now.
Do it now, Dylan. I'm gonna go in there and talk to the missus and get it figured out.
Right now. Do them traveling plans. If you plan on going on a trip for Valentine's Day, do it now. We still got COVID still in effect. And Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yeah, well, hey, that's Tisha, the holistic expert. The Over 30 holistic expert, Tisha Marie. I am the political plug. This is the Over 30 Podcast. We're gonna see y'all next week.